Elon Musk Pentagon crisis, the $44 billion national security disaster nobody's talking about. Okay, so, 1983, there's this guy, John Walker, Navy warrant officer, got clearance, got access. For 18 years, 18 consecutive years, he's selling everything to the Soviets: submarine communication protocols, encryption methods, positioning systems, everything. When the Soviets finally tell us what they got, our admirals weep. Some literally leave the room, because John Walker gave the Soviets the ability to track our entire submarine fleet. Every boat, every patrol, every message, in real time. Think about that. The whole point of nuclear submarines is nobody knows where they are. Invisible second strike capability prevents nuclear war, the cornerstone of everything. The Soviets knew where every single one was. For nearly 2 decades. One person, one security clearance, catastrophic betrayal. Now, why am I telling you about a Cold War spy from 40 years ago? Because 3 weeks ago something happened that almost nobody talked about. And the more I look at it, the more I realize we might be living through a national security crisis that makes John Walker look like he stole office supplies. The day the Pentagon went into panic mode, October 27, 2022, Elon Musk closes his purchase of Twitter, $44 billion. Free speech debates, moderation chaos, everyone focused on that. But 3 days before Musk closes the deal, there's a meeting at the Pentagon, emergency session, Department of Defense, National Security Agency, Director of National Intelligence. The topic? Elon Musk buying Twitter and what it means for national security. Rachel, it's Twitter. Why does the Pentagon care? Let me show you exactly why. The man who swallowed the military. Elon Musk has made himself completely, utterly, catastrophically indispensable to the United States military. SpaceX, current active contracts with the Department of Defense, $11.8 billion. Right now, active. SpaceX launches classified military satellites, GPS satellites the entire military depends on. Spy satellites that watch our adversaries. Without SpaceX, those satellites don't go up. Period. But wait, Starlink, Musk's satellite internet, it's battlefield infrastructure now. Ukraine. Right now, Ukrainian forces use Starlink for military communications, artillery targeting, drone operations, command and control. U.S. military officials called it a game changer. The Pentagon is integrating Starlink into American operations, special forces, Air Force aircraft, Army bases, all running on Starlink. Here's the kicker. There's no backup. No competitor who does what Starlink does. Jeff Bezos is years behind. Traditional satellite companies can't match it. The United States military has become dependent on a system 100% owned and controlled by one private individual. One person can turn it off whenever he wants. And that same person just bought one of the world's largest communications platforms. Think about that. The China problem nobody wants to talk about. Elon Musk doesn't just do business with the United States. He does massive business with China. Tesla, 3 gigafactories in China. Shanghai alone produces over half of Tesla's global output. Half. Tesla's revenue from China in 2023, $21.4 billion. Musk has praised Chinese officials, taken meetings with senior CCP members, carefully avoided criticizing China's human rights record, even when asked about Uyghur detention camps. Nothing. But those other CEOs don't control classified military satellite networks. Let me read you something. Pentagon assessment. Leaked. Confirmed through 2 sources. Subject maintains active business relationships with multiple foreign governments including PRC. Subject's companies hold contracts for classified national security programs while simultaneously operating major manufacturing interests in adversarial territory. This creates inherent leverage points that hostile intelligence services can exploit. PRC, People's Republic of China. Translation: the Pentagon knows China has leverage over Elon Musk, and Musk controls things that could get Americans killed. The Crimea shutdown that should have been a scandal. September 2022. Ukrainian forces planning a drone strike. Maritime drones. Targeting Russian vessels in Crimea. The drones use Starlink for guidance. Operation planned. Units in position. Ready. Then, suddenly, Starlink connection dies. Just goes dark. Operation called off. What happened? Russian jamming? No. Elon Musk personally ordered SpaceX to deactivate Starlink coverage around Crimea. He admitted it. Said he worried it would trigger Russian nuclear response. Set aside whether you agree. Focus on what happened. A private citizen, no elected position, no government authority, unilaterally shut down an active military operation in a conflict where the United States is providing billions in military aid. The Ukrainian government didn't make that call. The US government didn't make that call. Elon Musk made that call, by himself, because he could. There's nothing stopping him from doing it again. No law requiring SpaceX to keep Starlink active. No regulation preventing Musk from pulling the plug. The US military depends on a system that can be turned off based on one individual's personal judgment. Pentagon officials were reportedly furious. Some pushed to nationalize Starlink, but legal complications made it impossible. So the Pentagon backed down. And Elon Musk walked away knowing he has veto power over American military operations. Let that sink in. The security clearance that should never exist. How does Elon Musk have a security clearance? SpaceX handles classified contracts. Musk has clearance, but the process involves background checks, foreign contacts, financial entanglements, whether foreign governments have leverage. Someone with Musk's financial dependence on China would normally raise massive red flags. If you or I applied and said, I run factories in China worth billions, and Beijing could shut them down anytime, we'd be denied immediately. But Musk has his clearance. Why? Former Defense Department official told me, it's a unique situation. Normally that level of foreign entanglement would be disqualifying. But SpaceX is so critical that DoD made a calculated risk assessment. They decided losing SpaceX's capabilities was a greater risk than the counterintelligence risk of Musk having access. Wait, let me translate. The Pentagon knows Musk is a security risk. They know China has leverage. They just can't do anything about it. They're trapped. We're trapped. You don't give clearances to people who fail the criteria just because they're too important. But that's exactly what happened. The 147 conversations nobody's monitoring. Since Musk took over Twitter, he's had direct message conversations with at least 147 foreign government officials and business leaders. 147. Chinese government officials, Russian oligarchs, Saudi princes, various foreign leaders. We don't know what was said. Private messages. But we know the contacts happened. Musk isn't just any businessman. He's a defense contractor with classified access. He owns a platform where those conversations happen with zero oversight. Think about what that means. Musk having private conversations with Chinese officials about Tesla. Those officials could say, some content on Twitter is problematic for us. Maybe you could look into it? Musk weighs, protect free speech, or protect $20 billion annual revenue from China? The potential is the problem. The leverage exists. We have no way of knowing what Musk does with it. No transparency, no oversight. No accountability. When government officials have sensitive conversations, there are protocols, records, oversight. When a private citizen who owns critical infrastructure has them, nothing. We're just supposed to trust he'll do the right thing. The algorithm that loves authoritarians. Since Musk took over, content from authoritarian governments performs differently. Research from Stanford and Atlantic Council. Chinese state media saw 300% increase in engagement after Musk's takeover. Russian state media similar increases, but tweets criticizing China saw decreased reach. Hong Kong pro-democracy activists reported throttling. Uyghur activists said content about detention camps got way less visibility. June 2023. Hong Kong activist Joey Xu tweets about human rights violations in Xinjiang. Photos, testimonials, documentation. Under old algorithm, that content from verified activist would get thousands of retweets, tens of thousands of likes. Joey's thread got 47 retweets, few hundred likes, disappeared. Same week, Chinese state media praising China got hundreds of thousands of impressions. Joey told me activists noticed the same thing. Their reach collapsed since Musk took over. Shouting into a void. Deliberate suppression? Algorithmic chance? We don't know. That's the problem. We can't audit what's happening inside Twitter's algorithm. Musk made the company more opaque. Old Twitter published transparency reports, allowed academic access. New Twitter shut that down. Patterns that look suspicious but can't be proven. Exactly the plausible deniability someone with authoritarian business partners might want. The nightmare scenario. Let me walk you through something that keeps analysts awake. Tensions escalate over Taiwan. U.S. military moves assets into the region, using Starlink terminals for communication. China maps Starlink usage patterns, can see where terminals are active, can infer U.S. military positions. Chinese government contacts Musk, not a threat, just a reminder. Tesla has 3 factories in China, billions in revenue. Regulators noticed compliance issues. Maybe those issues become serious. Maybe factories shut down. Or maybe, if Musk helps reduce tensions, issues go away. Not asking him to spy. Just asking if Starlink involvement near Taiwan is really necessary. Maybe limit service in certain areas. Prevent escalation. Gesture of goodwill. What does Musk do? Facing potential loss of billions, China can destroy massive wealth with one decision. Being asked to do something he could frame as preventing war. Does he risk Chinese operations to support U.S. military actions? Or quietly comply while claiming he's being cautious? This isn't hypothetical. This is the logical endpoint of allowing one individual to control critical military infrastructure while maintaining massive dependencies on a strategic adversary. Worst part? We wouldn't know if it happened. Musk could disable Starlink, claim technical reasons. Military might suspect otherwise. Couldn't prove it. Still dependent on him for everything else. What Congress refuses to do. You'd think Congress would investigate. National security risk. Critical infrastructure. Powerful billionaire with conflicts. But Elon Musk is really popular. Massive following. Seen as a visionary. Going after him is risky. He's proven willing to use Twitter/X to attack critics. Several members quietly expressed concerns to reporters. Almost none say anything publicly. Those who raised questions got swarmed by supporters. Accused of stifling innovation. Senator Warren sent a letter in October 2023, asked for review of SpaceX contracts and Musk's clearances. Pentagon responded with generic letter. No specifics. No answers. Warren asked for classified briefing on Musk's counterintelligence profile. Never happened. Senate Armed Services Committee, oversees defense contracts, held 0 hearings on SpaceX's monopoly. House Intelligence Committee, oversees counterintelligence threats, no hearings on contractors with foreign business interests. Congress is asleep, or scared, or both. The real problem, oligarch capture. This is bigger than Elon Musk. For decades, critical military capabilities were owned by government or large, publicly traded contractors with dispersed ownership and heavy regulation. Lockheed Martin, Northrop Grumman, Raytheon, heavily regulated. Congressional oversight. Decision-making distributed across boards answering to shareholders and public. Elon Musk is different. Not just CEO. Controlling shareholder. Makes decisions unilaterally. Doesn't answer to a board. Doesn't worry about activist shareholders. He is the company. The company is him. That level of personal control combined with Musk's wealth and power creates something that looks less like a defense contractor and more like a private military power. New kind of oligarch making decisions affecting national security based on personal judgment, personal interests, personal relationships. And Musk isn't the only one. Bezos owns Blue Origin. Tills Palantir has intelligence contracts. Silicon Valley billionaires taking over functions that used to be firmly government or heavily regulated. We're watching privatization of national security in real time, without debate, without updated laws, without even acknowledging it's happening. We've allowed private individuals to accumulate so much control over critical systems they've become too powerful to regulate, too important to constrain, too risky to fully trust. The bottom line. John Walker caused catastrophic damage because one person with access made bad decisions. Elon Musk isn't John Walker. But the structural problem is similar. One individual with too much control over too many critical systems. Unlike Walker, who did what he did, Musk operates in the open. His conflicts are public. His foreign entanglements documented. His ability to unilaterally make decisions affecting military operations is established fact. We've convinced ourselves it's okay because Musk is on our side, because he's American, because he's a genius advancing technology. But national security can't depend on trusting one billionaire will always make the right choice. Can't depend on hoping his business interests won't conflict with American interests. Can't depend on assuming he won't be manipulated by foreign powers with billions in leverage. This is not about Elon Musk being a bad person. This is about a system that's allowed itself to become dangerously dependent on one individual with massive, unresolvable conflicts of interest. Unless something changes, unless Congress wakes up, unless the Pentagon develops alternatives, unless we have a real conversation about privatizing national security, we're riding this risk until something breaks. History teaches us one thing. We don't see catastrophe coming until it's too late. We always think we have more time, always think warnings are overblown, always think it won't happen, until it does. By then, John Walker has sold the submarine codes. By then, damage is done. By then, we're asking how we let it happen when warning signs were right there. The warning signs are right there now. The only question is, are we going to do something about it, or wait until we're reading the damage assessment?